Once a giant, always a giant. For me, it's only a giant.
What's going on YouTube, Diggy546? Today we got Brian Burns. We're back at it with some more film. Yesterday we had Malik Neighbors. Go ahead and check that out if you haven't. But today we got Brian Burns. Tomorrow is Drew Phillips. Now, I was critical of Brian Burns in my stream. I was critical of Brian Burns on Twitter. After looking at the tape, I think we're being a little too hard on Brian Burns. And the reason I say this, I don't think he deserves no criticism, but I do believe that we've been too hard. Like saying that people have been saying he's the biggest free agency bust since Kenny Golladay, and he's a complete waste of money. I just don't think that is accurate, because if Brian Burns was the type of player that people have been saying that he is, then he would not be getting the attention that he got. Now, I watched this whole game, and on pretty much every pass rushing play, Brian Burns and Kayvon Thibodeau were chipped or doubled, or chipped and doubled. Brian Burns was often chipped and doubled. So, did they have to win their one-on-ones when they got them? Yes. But at the same time, they didn't really get many pass rushing snaps. As we came into this game knowing Jaden Daniels was going to throw the ball short, he was going to get rid of the ball very quickly, and if he didn't, he was going to take off and run. And that's what he did. So they really didn't get many straight opportunities to rush the passer. And when they did, they got pressure. Just being that simple. They got pressure. You know, maybe they were a half a step late and they just missed them, but they got pressure. So let's take a look at it. First play, Brian Burns, left of your screen. You're going to see Austin Eckler chip him before he can even get to the tackle. He gets chipped. So take a look here. Chipped at the beginning. And then he's getting to the tackle. He's getting to the tackle at the end, pretty much after Jaden Daniels is at the bottom of his drop. Now, something I would have liked to see is them get out of this wide 9 stance that they're in, because this just opened it up to chip after chip after chip after chip. I want him to be able to go one-on-one with this tackle and not have to go through this guy to get here. Now, taking one more look at this, you also have to keep in mind that the game plan for this game was to keep contained on Jaden Daniels and not let him outside. So the reason you see them in this wide 9 is most likely to keep them from being able to get to the edges with Jaden Daniels. All right, so you're going to see another chip here. Jaden Daniels on the left side of your screen, or not Jaden Daniels. You're going to see Brian Burns on the left side of your screen. He's going to get chipped again, and you see pretty much the same result, except this time I thought he had a chance to be one-on-one with this tackle and win, but he let that chip knock him off of his route. So take a look here, chipped. And it wasn't even really a ferocious chip. I mean, it was kind of like a pick almost. Like, I'm just going to get in your way for a second. And he just kind of got stonewalled. Now, he started to turn the corner here, and then his feet just kind of stopped. You know, you never, as a pass rusher, you never want your feet stopping. He tried to long arm him. That didn't really work out. And, just a good rep by the tackle there. All right, so part of why Washington was not able to score in the red zone is because things got condensed and they weren't able to throw the quick hitters as much as they were able to all the way downfield. And because of that, they had to worry more about our pass rush. You're going to see Kayvon Thibodeau get a hit on Jaden Daniels, and you're going to see Brian Burns pretty much open that hit up because he gets doubled, and there's a lot of traffic around Brian Burns. So you're going to see 30. You're going to see Austin Eckler not chip him, but get in his way. And then you're going to see two offensive linemen handling business right there. And while all that's happening, Kayvon Thibodeau has the one-on-one. And he wins it. No issue. All right, so this next play here, you got Burns to the right of your screen. And I just don't like this. It's 2 tight ends, yes. But I don't care. Tight end, I don't care if it's 2 tight ends. And you need 3 tight ends to stop an edge rusher of his caliber. I don't care who it is at tight end. I need Brian Burns to make a beeline towards the quarterback. He gets into this hand fighting with these two tight ends that he should not be in. Walk through these tight ends to the quarterback. And they got hands on him before he's even out of his stance. And that's why he loses this rep, is because this tight end has hands on him and the play just started. So you're off the ball late. He's got his hands inside, and then you're working to just try to get the hands off of you. But if you get a good get off, this tight end is going to end up in Jaden Daniels' lap because Burns has enough power to just walk this guy back. So these next couple of plays, I want you all to see how Brian Burns prevented a lot of big plays and mostly just did his job, played his assignment well, did it the right way, all but maybe 2 or 3 plays in the whole game. So let's take a look here. Brian Burns, again, is on the right side of your screen. And talk about power. Remember when I said he had enough power to walk that tight end back? Look at number 0, look at Brian Burns, and look at the power he comes off this line of scrimmage with. Now, folks might not be able to recognize it, but take a look at it from this angle. Watch the punch and watch him set an edge here. Watch him set this edge here. That is how you do it. That's how you do it. You come off the ball. He's got the offensive lineman's pad all the way up in the air, and this ain't happening. Jaden Daniels ain't keeping that ball because this is set here. You got your DB and Micah McFadden, Cordell Flyer McFadden out there. So just shows some of the power that he has right here. I love to see that. I love to see physicality right there, getting the hands inside, jacking this dude up. All right, next play, number 0. You see him again, left side of your screen. Jaden Daniels ran the ball well against us, but notice he did not run the ball well on read options. It just didn't happen too well. It didn't happen for him. So take a look at number 0 and watch that there's nowhere for Jaden Daniels to go with with running the football. Watch him squeeze here. There's nothing to do here. If he keeps this ball, he's going down. Because Brian Burns has the speed to get outside there, and you saw him squeeze down to the line of scrimmage. I mean, perfect. This is what you call teach tape at outside linebacker at edge. The long arms that this dude has, it has to be crazy for a quarterback to see a guy like this, that's this big, just moving like this, squeezing down like that is crazy. All right, watch him again, right side of your screen, number 0. Watch him try to run this option again, and watch how Brian Burns shuts it down. Watch this. Crazy stuff, man. You love to see this. You love to see this discipline from the defensive end, and the ability to shadow Jaden Daniels is really what got me right here. Take a look. And here we go. Burns on the right side of your screen. This is, again, more evidence that this game plan was not to go all out and rush the passer. It just wasn't. It was to send those blitzes that we sent with our DBs and our linebackers, and it was for these edges to keep contained. And I think they did a good job for the most part. You did not see much of the quarterback running out to the sideline. And watch Burns here. This is just proof of it. He's keeping contained. He's keeping contained. He's standing straight up. He's keeping contained. He's watching the quarterback. This is exactly what he's doing. He's not trying to get upfield. He's doing what he's supposed to do. Now watch number 0, the track star, come off the edge here on the right. Watch what happens when he doesn't keep contained, when he gets frustrated and says, people are probably talking about me because I'm not getting a bunch of sacks. Watch when he really, lets loose against this quarterback. He's going to bend this corner, and you let the quarterback escape because you're not keeping contained. So this clearly shows that his number 1 priority for the bulk of this game was to make sure that Jaden Daniels didn't do this, because he can get the corner on both of these tackles, no issue. But you can't do that if your quarterback is just going to step up and take this wide open lane. All right, take a look at Brian Burns here on the right side of your screen. You're just going to see a hellacious rush from Brian Burns. He's going to come off the edge, and he's going to give Thibodeau a one-on-one again. because of this. Or actually, Thibodeau does get chipped, and he's one-on-one, and he needs to get helped by this guard here, or else he's going to take Jaden Daniels' head off. I mean, he chased him down right here. So right here is continuing to prove what I think is something that I'm seeing on tape consistently, is that when it's an actual true pass rush snap where they actually feel like they can get after the passer, and you got Dex in the middle, you got Tibbs on one side, you got Burns on the other side, they actually create havoc. Just take a look here. You'll see Burns, you'll see Thibodeau, you'll see Dex. The pocket is condensed. Dex is pushing the pocket back, pushing two guys back. This is crazy stuff from Dex. Thibodeau bends the edge and is reaching out to get the quarterback. And then you got Brian Burns, a nice little crossover move going to go get him too. This is what you see when these guys are able to really let loose and rush the passer. Here we go again. Take a look. You're going to have Thibodeau on your right side. You're going to have Burns on your left side, and you got Dex in the middle. Take a look at the pocket. Take a look at Burns turn the corner. Take a look at Tibbs, push the pocket. Take a look at Dex. So this really shows me that all of these players are either not being coached well on a consistent basis, or they just have been ultra conservative with Jaden Daniels being this mobile quarterback. And then week one, they went against some great competition. All right, we'll stop it right here. Brian Burns, I think, is going to be a good player for us. He's here at least for the next 2 to 3 years. He's making $30+ million a year. He's guaranteed $87 million of it. So he's going to be here for a little while, folks. And I don't think that's going to be a bad thing for us. I don't think every team is going to have Jaden Daniels and throwing the ball 5 yards every single play. I just don't think that's going to happen. And I don't think every week he'll go against Christian Darrisaw. Now, will he have 5 sacks next week? Will he have 2 sacks next week? Maybe. Maybe not. But first off, the football team isn't that good this year. So that's one thing. But another thing is, when he gets these one-on-one matchups, he wins them. When teams are playing against him, they respect him, obviously, as a number one pass rusher. I see the type of attention that Brian Burns gets shows that the NFL sees him as a number one dominant pass rusher, because they're not going to be chipping him into a double team if they just thought he was a guy. Thibodeau last year, they were not chipping the guy into double teams. Sometimes he get chipped, sometimes he get doubled, but you weren't seeing guys chip him and then double him, and then you see the other guy looking over there to see if he should be helping. Brian Burns is respected as an alpha pass rusher, and he's got to put together a game that shows the fans that he's that. But I don't necessarily think he had a bad game. Pro Football Focus, I mean, whatever, you put your stock into whatever they say. But anyway, they said he had an above average game, and I would say that's what he had too. Would I have liked to see him be more dominant on some of these double teams and walk through these things? Yes, he's going to have to start doing that. He's going to have to start doing this, because you don't think Lawrence Taylor, you don't think JPP, you don't think Strahan, you don't think Tuck, you don't think Osi face double teams and chips. They all do. All the great pass rushers do. But he has got to continue doing what he's doing as far as being disciplined. And I think the sacks and the highlight plays will start to come. So that's my take on it. You all let me know what you think. A couple of people are already saying that this is a bust of a signing. He's looking like a good player on tape to me. So you all let me know. If you made it this deep into the video, come on, just hit the subscribe button. I make Giants content primarily, draft content secondarily, and during the season, I'm going to be doing a lot of reacting to pretty much most of the NFL games and everything NFL. So if you made it this deep, go ahead and join the D6 squad.